Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone arena action, picking up where we left off with this mage run. Pretty decent deck, I think. We got some burn, we got a pyroblast, some fireballs, some frostbolt, some card draw with arcane intellect, and a decent amount of solid minions, including 3 mana worms. So yeah, things think we should be good. I am not doing so well, of course. As you can see, the record is not stellar. I've had some bad luck in the arenas of late. But I think I've got a good chance of maybe pulling out a few more wins before this baby has to retire. Paladin, Joe Cool. Well, it's nice being a mage versus paladins. You can cancel out their recruits. Paladin's a very annoying class to get into end game wars with when you are unable to deal with their recruits, because in a top-ticking situation, this is probably the best hero ability in the game. Unless you count, of course, hunters for their ability to, like, kill you, but, you know, other than that. Zombie Chow, alright, great. This does mean I'm not going to be playing my panda, but that's fine. I can use my hero ability instead. Of course, I'd rather be able to play a creature, but, you know, in a pinch. It'll do, pig, it'll do. This hand is, I guess, not the greatest. Got the Storm Pike on turn 5 and Flame Strike on turn 7. Suppose it's good to know I'm going to have the Flame Strike when I need it, but I'd rather have something playable. Alright, we get a Wild Pyromancer, which is tremendous. So, not only did my opponent spend his coin on this, but I get to kill off the Zombie Chow without the Death Rattle mattering. And then I get to play the Panda, which I wasn't going to be able to play otherwise. And now I got this Frostbolt ready to go to kill his 2-drop, and he's lost his coin as I started that off with. So I think that was pretty great. Blessing of Wisdom. Good old Blessing of Wisdom. Well, I'm probably not going to attack him here because I don't think it makes sense to give your opponent a card in exchange of 3 damage. But I'll hold on to this guy. When it does attack, it'll mean that Blessing of Wisdom was like a very, very badly delayed 1-mana cycle. So I'm pretty okay with this turn of events. Alright, looks like my panda will be going into the Blade Master. Now, if it didn't have Blessing of Wisdom on it, I would probably just play a Frostbolt here. And kill the Blade Master, that way keeping my minions. But since this Blessing of Wisdom is going to stop me from attacking most of the time, we'll just give him his card, trade minions, swing. And I could, of course, ping my Tauren Warrior to deal extra damage to him. Normally, I don't think it's a great thing to do. However, here, this will die to Hammer of Wrath regardless. Consecration, I guess, would be kind of used to finish it off, but that would be like his entire turn. So I am actually going to go for it. This is a Burny type of deck. There's 2 Fireballs, another Frostbolt, and a Pyroblast in here, so I might as well go for it. Hammer of Wrath, again, would have killed this regardless, and Consecration would be a pretty meager way to use Consecration. Okay, here we got a Twilight Drake. Alright, so let's get some cards. Alright, Pyroblast. I think we're going for a burnout victory here. The question is, should I Frostbolt this Drake to stop it from killing my Tauren Warrior? And the answer is I think so. We're committing full bore to the burnout strategy. There are, of course, risks in doing that against a paladin. They've got that 7-mana guy who gives 6 health back, to be sure. But I think if this guy can attack one more time, I'm going to be in decent shape. Is he going to give Sunfury Protector to give those things taunt? No, he's going to give a Divine Shield, but that doesn't matter. I can still attack past all this stuff. My opponent's in a lot of trouble. So I got a couple of different options here. I could play the Argent Commander and kill something, but why not go for the face? I mean, I've got the Pyroblast here. I think it's time to go for it. Yeah? Bombity, bombity, bombity. Now the Storm Pike Commando here could actually go to the face. I do have to wait 1, 2, 3, 4 turns before I can Pyroblast, but if I get my Fireball, I'll win. And I'll ping him to death in a few turns if he doesn't have healing. Oh, he has healing. Well, this is one time when Holy Light's actually pretty good. He's going to have some very favorable trades now. And of course, the Sea Giant is a problem. Alright, leaves alive my Mana Worm. Do I Flame Strike here? It'll leave the Sea Giant at 4 health. I could then get him down to 7. Or I could Arcane Intellect to buff the Mana Worm and just go full bore for the face. He'd go down to 7 that way as well, down to 6 from this. Or maybe more. If I get a Fireball, I could just win. You know what, I think it's worth it to do this because I've got 2 Fireballs in here. I might as well fish for it. Arcane Missiles. There's a Fireball. Okay. Got a little bit of a burnout paradise going here, and that is a wrap. He needed taunt, he needed removal. He didn't have either, so that was that. Oh, look at that sweet, sweet 60 gold. Am I over 9,000? No, I am not over 9,000, damn it. Okay. Let's keep on trucking then. So, in your time, this is just a day after the previous run, but in my time, it's actually been a few days. I like to make a lot of runs in advance. I realize this could become a problem because if I make too many videos in advance, then it's possible that some kind of patch will come out and change things, and then my videos will kind of lag behind, but whatever, we'll take that risk. Rakdos X3, I wonder if this is a fan of Magic the Gathering, Rakdos being one of the guilds. We have an overpowered water elemental, but I don't think I can keep it on a clear conscience. I mean, I could. God, it's tempting to. I'm just going to keep it. It's risky. It's risky, but I figure I've got 2 chances to draw a 3-drop. Well, 3 chances to draw a 3-drop. So I can play coin, 3-drop, and then elemental. Gorobashi comes back. That sucks. Well, another possibility is if she has a thing to play on turn 2, I could Frostbolt it. That'll give me a useful thing to do with my turn. Which is indeed what happens. Now, the Grunt is, of course, not the sexiest thing to kill with a Frostbolt. But if I can play a Mana Worm with it, then okay. So now my opponent needs to spend her turn killing that Mana Worm with her own Frostbolt. Or a Wolf Rider or something. And I've got my turn 3, the Captain. Not, you know, the greatest thing ever, but it's a 3/3 for 3, and that'll do, pig. That'll do. Raging Organ. Well, that's fine. So my Mana Worm will kill the Raging Organ, most likely. Oh, no. Okay, so here I think I'll actually play the Wolf Rider. And swing at the face. This is a burnout deck that I'm running for here, so I might as well get some damage going. Blue Warrior, with the help of her hero ability, will kill the Mana Worm, but she's spending her entire 4th turn killing my 1-mana minion. The key moment now is coming up, because I'm going to play this overpowered, ridiculously broken Water Elemental, and she needs a Fireball or a Polymorph for it. Even then, I'd say she's on the back foot, because she's going to have to spend her whole turn killing this thing. Actually, Polymorph would even leave me with a Sheep. Fireball, though, would kill it. That would be her entire turn, and then I've got, you know, a 5-drop and a 6-drop coming up after it. Okay, so she played a secret. What I'm going to do here is think. I could do one of 2 things. I could either play the Gorobashi Berserker and just pray it's not Mirror Entity and then attack. Or I could attack first, see if it's not Mirror Entity, see if it's Ice Armor or Vaporize, and then I could play the Gorobashi Berserker on a clear conscience. Problem is, if I attack and nothing happens, then I play the Gorobashi Berserker, she gets a Gorobashi, which is bad. Or I could play the Captain, but then if it gets copied Mirror Entity, my Elemental will attack and I won't be able to kill it. Unless, of course, I use a Frostbolt on it. Okay, so that's what we'll do. I really would like to play the Gorobashi in peace, but I've got a backup plan if that's impossible. Okay, so she gets frozen. Do I play the Gorobashi and risk it? No, we'll play the Captain. Hopefully this is a Mirror Entity. It isn't the Mirror Entity. Oh my gosh, that secret was extremely good. It stopped me from playing a much better creature. A 2/7 is better than the 3/3, especially with the ability. Alright, so this is Counterspell, Spellbender, or Duplicate, or Ice Block. Lots and lots of stuff it can be now. This is a 5/5. Awkward. I could play the Argent Commander, drop this down to 1, but then I can't finish it off. Especially, what if it's a Duplicate? Well, let's think. I could play the Mana Worm, Frostbolt this thing to freeze it, and then attack. But the problem is this is some kind of a secret. It could be a Counterspell, Spellbender, Duplicate. Probably Duplicate, if we're being honest with ourselves. You know what? Let's just let this thing get duplicated. It's going to suck if this is a duplicate, for the opponent, that is. Because it's 5 mana for a 3/3 and the secret's gone, so I'm kind of okay with this. I'm kind of okay. This thing still survives Flame Strike. I really wish I could have played the Gorobashi Berserker. But, I'd had the balls to play the Gorobashi Berserker, but I feel like I did alright anyway. Alright, so the Blizzard will kill my Argent Commander, just freeze the Elemental. A pretty humble turn for the opponent. This, however, is a pain. It can now let her kill my Elemental or my Mana Worm as she wishes. Damn. That is an incredibly good drop for her. Well, I will play the Gorobashi, shoot her in the face, pass the turn. Why not play the Mana Worm? Well, I am concerned about a Flame Strike here. Actually, Flame Strike plus the Infiltrator would not have killed the Gorobashi, so yeah, I should have played the Mana Worm and not worried about Flame Strike. She probably morphs my Gorobashi. Is she going to ping it? No, she's going to play Senjin. Alright, that's fine, I think. Because this Cult Master actually ends up being really good. Whoa! Hold your horses. So I could play Cult Master, throw both these creatures at this engine, ping it, get 2 cards. But what I think I'm going to do instead is actually play the Ancient Mage for 2 extra spell damage. Now Frostbolt will kill this engine. I have enough left over to ping the Infiltrator, and I can get some more damage on the face. So I've used both Frostbolts, but there's still 2 Fireballs and a Pyroblast in this deck. Please don't have a Flame Strike. So some of this stuff survives. She has a Flame Strike, goddammit. Well, it's okay. I've still got Arcane Intellect to catch back up a little bit. So I could still maybe get a little bit lucky and burn her out. Panda? Shoot, I have to commit whether I play the Panda or not. Because if I play the Mana Worm and then the Intellect, I can't play the Panda afterwards. I don't really want to play the Panda. There are better things for me to do. So I will Arcane Intellect, grow my Mana Worm a little bit. Okay, this is pretty solid, so we'll play that guy down and ping her face. My hope here is that this thing survives, and I can ping it and then attack her. So it's just like an Amani Berserker, except it costs an extra mana. So not the greatest thing here, but it's doing what it needs to do. She's going to draw some cards herself. She still has 7 mana to play another Flame Strike or whatever if she gets it. Harvest Golem, so no Flame Strike. Good. And Fairy Dragon, does she have a Sun Fury Protector to give these things taunt? She does not. She has a Mad Scientist. Oh, that's good. So the question here is, do I actually go for the burnout, knowing that I might not draw my cards in time? Or do I cautiously just kill off her things? Well, her things are better than mine. I could trade for the Fairy Dragon, but this Golem kind of survives. Polymorph's kind of a waste. Yeah, we're going for it. We're going all the way for it. I will play Cult Master, so that hopefully I can get a card off of this guy if the opponent has to kill it. And am I going to play Mana Worm here? I mean, I might as well. It's not doing me any good in my hand. In fact, I might as well play the Panda as well. So it's kind of like a 3-2 that costs me 3 mana. Alright, so let's gamble that she doesn't have a Flame Strike, or that I can come up with a Fireball before she kills me. There are still 2 fireballs in here. We're at turn 10, so Pyroblast can come up as well. She does not have Flame Strike. I do get a card. Faces Manipulator. Isn't that impressive at the moment, actually. There's nothing good to copy. She gets a secret. Or not. She has no secrets left in her deck. That mirror entity, or sorry, that duplicate was her only secret. Okay. Interesting. And she's got these 2 Ethereal Arcanists, which are just 3/3s for 5 mana because she has no secrets. Wow, that couldn't have gone more swimmingly. She actually wasn't even able to kill my minions. And there's a Fireball anyway. Alright. Well played! Well played. Boy, I took a few days off, and it's just like I'm a new man, ladies and gentlemen. New man, burning them out like a boss. So, for like the last 5 arenas, I've not been able to make it to 7 wins. Let's see if I can break the streak here. I think, even if I lose, I'm still in a good mood, because those were 2 such strong victories. I just needed some time away, I guess, to find my groove again. Anyway, if I do lose, this has been a pretty short video so far, so I'll have time to start the next draft and even go forward with it a little bit. Maybe I should turn the music back on for when that Victorola is spinning. But then that would be turning on all the rest of the music. Yeah, we don't need that. Romani the Rogue. There are 2 classes I have not played with since the series began. These are Rogue and Shaman. Of course, there's no guarantee I'm going to find these classes anytime soon. But they're my priority. I will go ahead and mulligan the Water Elemental this time, because I don't have a Frostbolt. I don't have as good of a way to bide the time until I can play it. Wow, Direwolf Alpha, you're in this deck? I totally forgot about that. Okay. Faces Manipulator, another uncommon card here. A little bit early, probably not going to have it used for it on turn 5, so it's going to be difficult. Yeah, I got sort of mediocre, weak stuff, but okay. Could be worse. And now, since she passed on turn 1, that means no Defy String Leader stuff, which definitely takes a load off my shoulders. I actually have a 3-drop to play. Alright, could be a lot worse. Could be a lot worse. Now, of course, rogues can just kill everything with like 0 mana if they wanted to. Does she have Backstab? She does not. She just has a Master Swordsmith, which is rather underwhelming. Alright. I could just run both creatures into this guy and kill it that way. Or I could Arcane Missiles and hope 2 of them land on the Swordsmith to try to go for more of a burnout effect. What's better? What's better? What's better? I could also play Arcane Intellect and grow my Mana Worm to 3 and then kill the Swordsmith that way. Seems like a pretty good use of my time. Alright, we'll do this. Ancient Mage and Zombie Chow. Zombie Chow, the timing is a little bit awkward on that. Now my opponent would get use out of killing it, so I'm hoping I'm not going to have to play this. I would play it if it came to it, but hopefully I'll have other things to do. Now, rogues have a bajillion and one ways to kill all this stuff. Is this a SI agent coming down? I have a feeling it is. No, it's a Spellbreaker. Wow, alright. She actually sounds as the wolf, which is a very interesting choice. I would have gone for the mana worm myself. Doom. So if I Frostbolt, I can only play Zombie Chow. Of course, killing this by pinging it is the same. I could Arcane Missiles and hope that one of them hits it. That's silly. Yeah, let's just Frostbolt. This is okay. So we'll Frostbolt that. I'm a little bit weak to Betrayal, unfortunately. Not much I can do about that. We'll put the Zombie Chow here. Swing. Okay, so she is at 26 health, but I have a pretty... Assuming the Zombie Chow will die at some point, but I've got a pretty big board advantage here. Hopefully that'll be enough. Alright, she plays Ascension Shieldmaster. This might be the turn for the Pimp and Arcane Missiles. I could also play the Gurubashi and just 2-for-1 against Ascension, but I don't think it's worth it. Well, hang on. If I play Ancient Mage and Arcane Missiles, it'll be 5 shots. A lot of them would have to hit in order for this to actually work. I could play a Manipulator, copy it. Let me think about this. I play the Ancient Mage here. Arcane Missiles. If only 1 hits the Senjin, I'm really screwed. If only 2 hit the Senjin, I'm also pretty screwed. I would need 3 out of the 5 to hit the Senjin, which is actually a little bit long odds. A little bit long odds as far as odds go. So what I'm going to do then, instead, is just play Gurubashi. 2-for-1 against the Senjin. And keep on pounding at her. So my plan now is I'm going to ping the Gurubashi and start hitting her for real. Assassin's Blade will not kill the Gurubashi. It will give her 5 health, so she's at 22 now, but she'll be back down to 17 after my pinged Gurubashi hits her. Alright, so we'll ping him. Swing for 5 damage. Badonk. And think. I could play 1 creature here. Spell damage not that important to me right now, so yeah, I'm just going to play the Ancient Mage because it's the most expensive card I have. Alright, let's see if she can kill this with an Assassinate or perhaps a Sap. If she has to hit it with her weapon, I'll be pretty happy. She has the Assassinate. Well, that's alright. So she kills that, however, hopefully she can't kill the Ancient Mage. Is she really attacking it? Wow, that was foolish. She should not have attacked it playing against a mage. Yeah, very foolish. So we're going to just drop some stuff. Ping her in the face. Oh, I gotta attack her with my creature. And she's basically at 6 health after accounting for the fireball. Should be at 8 health. She should not have hit this thing for absolutely no reason last turn. I think I'm going to actually win this game. I think I am. If she plays a really strong minion now, I've got the Faceless Manipulator to get a copy of it myself. If she plays nothing, as she has been, I've got Arcane Missiles. Alright, she got a Taunter. Can I get a Silence? Do I have any Silence in this deck? I think I do. I think I've got Silence in here. Interesting choice, killing the Ancient Mage. I don't really understand why she did that. Don't really understand at all. So, do I Fireball the Senjin? Well, that would seem to be pointless because if I Fireball her face... Sorry, I'm looking at the other way around. If I Fireball her face, it deals 6 damage, but if I kill the Senjin, then I can attack for 5 damage with these guys anyway. So, might as well Fireball the Senjin. The question is, what else am I doing with my turn? I think what else I'm doing with my turn is playing Mana Worm to beef up. And I think we'll go ahead and just drop some Arcane Missiles here as well. Maybe I can kill the pig. If I hit her face... Wow, that's actually 1 in 27 odds that they would all hit her face. That's also good. So she's dead next turn to my hero ability. She has to have healing and a full board clear. The fact that she took 4 damage from the Pimp, the 2/5, by attacking it twice is not insignificant in this game. If she had 5 health right now, she'd have a chance in hell of winning. I mean, I'd have a pretty big chance. I'd have the odds in my favor for sure, but she has card advantage here, so any extra life that she could have accumulated would have been a big deal. Alright, we get a secret. It's Mere Entity. She should have really played a creature first and then killed the Mad Scientist just for this eventuality, because now if she plays a minion, I get a copy of it for free. She doesn't know that I have Mirror Entity, of course, but she knew that that was a possibility. Money Berserker. Okay, so now she flushes out my Mirror Entity with a 2-drop. And what does she have? Vanish. Vanish would have not saved her, actually, because I could have just pinged her to death. Alright, good game, Romani. Good game. We're almost level 50 as a mage. How exciting. Oh my god, it feels good to be a gangsta. You know, it just does. It really just does. Now, I was at 4-2. Was I at 3-2 with this deck? I don't remember. But I was definitely at 4-2 when this video started. Now we're at 7-2. We're just coasting through the highway of life here. Everything now is gravy. Druid. Bam! Bam, bam, bam. This is, okay, that was a terrible opening hand until the zombie chow showed up. Perfect timing. You know, maybe this would be a good card to put into my friend Dan's Death Mage deck. Because it's got Death Rattle, so it would feed the Undertakers and it would add more aggression. Maybe replace the Nerubian Eggs with these things. An interesting thought. An interesting thought. Shapeshift, is he going to coin out a Claw to finish this off? Nope. He's going to hit that. Does he have 2 Moonfires or something? I think that was a mistake. I mean, I get what he's doing here. I get what he's doing. He's thinking, well, I'm going to get 5 health back, so I might as well attack into it. Is that actually justified? I don't know. So the Panda awkward here. I'd love to just play a 3-2. I could use the coin to replay the Zombie Chow afterwards. Is that worth doing?
Drink with me, friend.
I could have coined into the Wolf Rider as well. So the Panda was a bit of a detriment here. I could have kept the coin if it had just been a generic 3-2. I mean, yes, it healed me for 1, but spending the coin to heal the Zombie Chow for 1 is not actually that useful. Still, I think the board presence is worth it. So Acolyte of Pain shows up. I can kill it with my Panda, which is good. And I'll play Wolf Rider. I am not unaware of the fact that a swipe would kill all of my minions here. But I think that playing it slow there would have been a little bit too tepid. He has the swipe. Ah, boy. Well, I could have played a Mad Scientist to prevent that from happening, which in retrospect might have been the better decision. The plus side is that I have both fireballs. The downside is I'm nowhere close to burning this opponent out. 12 damage here would take him down to 14, which is pretty distant from death. I'm probably going to have to use these to kill his stuff. Amani Berserker and a Demolisher. Oh boy. Don't really want to use a fireball in any of those things. Arcane Missiles? Alright, let's try it. It's the only thing I've got going for me here. Okay, so could have been better, could have been worse. We'll go ahead and cash out the Mad Scientist for the Berserker, get a secret. Mirror Entity, maybe? Oh, it's Mirror Entity. And I'm going to actually ping his face. He might deduce from this that I have a Flame Strike or some other removal, but I figure it's worth it. Let's try to get as much damage as I can. I do have 2 fireballs here. It still would be nice to hope for a burnout victory. So he doesn't know what secret it is. He's got to be careful about Mirror Entity, of course, which is what my secret is. Now he knows it's not Ice Armor or Vaporize. Shape-shifting.
A natural mistake.
Seems he either regrets the shapeshift or is mind-gaming me. And it gives me a Dark Iron Dwarf. I'm actually really happy about that. That's a 4/4 for 3 mana. Well, a 4/4 for free because I just had the Mad Scientist. I really wish I could have... If I could Flame Strike this turn, that would just be the best. Unfortunately, I cannot do that. So how committed am I to trying to burn him out? Did I really just play this Pirate and swing at his face, take him down to 21 health? Hoping to get my Pyroblast at some point? Or did I just play it safe and kill the Demolisher? I think I gotta play it safe here. And I will ping the Dark Iron Dwarf. So that if he runs into my Pirate, he would die. Now you can play something really big, perhaps. He's up to 7 mana. I do have Polymorph, just for the occasion. If he plays lots of small things, I can do Flame Strike. It's if he plays a couple of medium-sized things that I'd be in trouble. Well, he chooses to spend all his mana playing Ancient of War, which is fine. He actually elects not to kill any of my stuff, which is just really great, because now I can polymorph this thing, ping him, and I have options. I can either trade my 3/3 for his 4/3, or I can swing at him for 7. I'm actually going to swing at him for 7. I'm still holding on to these 2 fireballs. I've got a Flame Strike, which will kill off the dwarf and perhaps other things that he might play. Does he have an Iron Bark Protector? He does. Okay. Is he going to keep hitting me in the face? Yeah, he's going for the burnout as well. So how much do I trust that? Unfortunately, I cannot attack past this Iron Bark, and I don't have my Silence, which I still don't actually remember if there's a Silence in this deck or not. So I can either Flame Strike or play the Argent Commander. Since they both basically do the same thing, I'll go for the Argent Commander. Pop the Divine Shield, cash out the Dwarf, and I'll Frostbolt his Dark Iron Dwarf so I can keep on attacking with my guy. Alright, am I going to get to attack? If these guys get to attack one more time, I'll be in pretty good shape. I mean, I've got 12 damage here in my back pocket. He's at 15 health. Murloc Tidehunter is underwhelming. Vengeful Mercenary makes no difference. Oh my gosh. Oh god, he's gonna put a Mark of the Wild on this thing. He's gonna put a Mark of the Wild on that thing. Bitch, are you gonna put Mark of the Wild on that Vengeful Mercenary? Because if so, I am... he's gonna put Mark of the Wild on that Vengeful Mercenary. Do I have Silence in this deck? Do I have Silence? I don't remember. He's innervating! No! Stop playing things! Oh god. Oh god. Power of the Wild. That's actually really bad because now Flame Strike plus Argent Commander does not kill it. Well, I guess with Polymorph it does. Or Fire Blast it does. Alright, well, we gotta do what we gotta do. So Flame Strike. Run this thing in here. Oh my god. Attack, please. And now, he's at 12 health. So Fireball, hero ability will kill him even if he shapeshifts. He has to have life gain here or he's toast. Odorous Doger, impressive, but not life gain. Shapeshift, life gain, but not enough life gain. And that's it. Dibbity bop. Bobbity badip. Schmibbity schmip. I even had this. Oh, sorry. I didn't actually mean to bad manner. I swear to God, I did not mean to bad manner. I actually forgot I had the pirate to attack with. I was just so sure the pirate would be dead. Ooh, gold water elemental. That's great. And we're up to 8 wins. And there's still time in this video, so let's keep on trucking, my brethren. Ancestrin. It's gonna be a good time. Or not. I might lose. Then it won't be quite as good of a time, but it will have been a good time. Until the point at which it ceased to be that thing that it once was and now isn't. Philosopher Boris, 2014. Speaking words of wisdom since 1899. Are there really so few people playing on a Thursday afternoon? That Blizzard has to find, it takes so much time to find someone? Or is it just that there aren't enough people who are good enough to face me? Oh, how quickly my self-aggrandizement comes back. I am self-pitying when I'm losing, and then as soon as I'm winning, I'm all full of myself. Well, that's life. Jimmy! 200,014. That's a really lucky number. 200,014. Very lucky indeed. Keep the Arcane Missiles for some removal. It might be a good answer to Defias Ringleader, of course, with a little bit of luck. And I even have a Mana Worm to go with it, so that's great. There are, of course, 3 Mana Worms in this deck, so don't think I'm getting, like, ridiculously lucky or anything. It's not that unlikely for me to get them early on. Please no coin Ringleader. Although Mana Worm plus Arcane Missiles will deal with it, I'd rather not have to. Infiltrator. I have a 7 1/8 chance of killing this guy with Arcane Missile, so I will do this so. And there we go. We get the board control. We get some nice early damage. We have a 3-drop and a 4-drop and a 5-drop. These are all kind of mediocre creatures for their mana costs, but still, got things to do. My opponent still has her coin, though. However, here the dreaded coin SI agent would not kill my Mana Worm, so she might not want to do that. Dagger, coin, deadly poison is what I smell, or perhaps just a backstab. Nothing! She has nothing to follow it up. Well, that is excellent news. Let's protect the Mana Worm, swing for 2 more damage. Now we're looking good. I would again, next turn, I think, ping this guy if he's still here, and attack for 5, because she'd be down below 20 already. And with the Fireball in hand, I'd feel good about my chances of burning her out. She's going to play Senjin. or something. Anything but removal would be pretty good in my book. Ah, she has the kill. Eviscerate. Alright, now she needs a backstab or another eviscerate for this mana worm. Direwolf Alpha, not exactly what she needed right here. Not exactly at all. I really wish I could play the Stormsuck Commando to shoot this wolf to death, but unfortunately, she's the one with the coin, not me. Alright, so a couple of options here. I could play the Pimp and just ignore this wolf. Try to get as much damage on as I can, or I could kill the wolf and just be cautious. Well, I'm going to go ahead and kill the wolf, and I'll explain why. I figure she's going to hit me with her dagger, so if she's going to hit me with her dagger anyway, the mana worm gets its damage through. I might as well, you know, kill the wolf off and hit her in the face, which is what happens. Oh, Dark Iron Dwarf, remember when your buff was permanent? Those were the days, were they not? Alright, so I can play the Stormpike Commando, and then just finish off the remaining damage with my Pimp, or I could play the Wolf, attack with the Pimp, and then ping this off to death as well. But the Wolf is a 2-2, this is a 4-2, so I might as well just play the bigger creature here if it's all the same. Didn't really want to Fireball the Dark Iron Dwarf. I'd like to save the Fireball if I can, and use my minions. Because minions can stick around to do damage for multiple turns. Now, it's likely the Rogue can kill this, but, you know, she might not have the answers. If you ask your opponent enough questions, eventually they might run out of answers. Wow. So the Fan of Knives will finish this off, or Blade Flurry, either one is the same. But she did take a significant amount of damage from doing that. She's down to 18. And I think she got a pretty good turn here. We can drop a whole bevy of minions down. Which normally on turn 6 playing 2 drops isn't that impressive, but when the opponent's board is empty and she's at risk of being burned out, it's pretty good. She's just used Mass Removal, the Blade Flurry, so hopefully she doesn't have any more. Betrayal, I guess, would be a pretty good card. It would kill off the Panda and the Mad Scientist for 2 mana, but at least it would give me a secret. She does not have it, however. She just has a Frost Elemental. That's pretty good news. Now I've got 2 Fireballs. Well, that definitely cements my plans. We'll just hit her in the face. Hit her in the face. Got nothing better to do, so I'll lob a Fireball. And ping her in the face. Now my other Fireball threatens lethality. And she'd have to heal herself and clear my entire board to survive. This is a very unenviable position, and one that previous opponents have not been able to escape, so I doubt that this rogue would be able to do much. So she silences the Mad Scientist to stop me from getting any secrets, but I've still got lethal on the board and in my hand. The wolf is the smartest thing to hit. It contributes the most damage. From her perspective, that was a pretty good way of doing things, because now my Panda can kill the bear, but the Mad Scientist isn't going to be enough to kill her. She has to hope my last card isn't a Fireball. Unluckily for her, a Fireball is exactly what it is. We'll use a Polymorph to be fancy about it. That was a bit bad-mannered because she saw me top deck the Polymorph. That was my newer card, so she might be more frustrated about it. She might think that my last card was junk, but whatever. Hopefully the opponent doesn't think that far into things. We can move on. Wow, we're up to 9 wins. So from 4-2 to 9-2, and still time to go in this video. Shooting for the 40 to 45 minute mark. Let's keep on trucking. Maybe the whole video will end up being this draft, who knows. So I have actually made it beyond 9 wins one time since I started this series. That was as a priest, I think. A paladin made it to 9, a priest made it to 10, and then I had my terrible streak. But now I'm back. So I've been actually really hit or miss in this series, which is unusual. For the most part over my Hearthstone career, I've been relatively consistent, getting a lot of like middling performances. This has been like nothing. There's basically been nothing in the range from like 4 to 8, apart from 1 6 run. So keeping the Water Elemental here is really tempting, but I only have a Frostbolt for early plays. If I had maybe one other early card, I would have done it. Here, I got one of my 3 Mana Worms. And that's always a nice thing to have. Hopefully, instead of killing this with a Frostbolt, she'll play her own creature that I can kill with my Frostbolt. When you have lots of removal, you hope for your opponent to leave your creatures alone. And indeed she does. Lovely. Wait, do I want to play this other mana worm here? Yes. I think this is aggressive, but good. She just demonstrated to me she didn't have an answer to my mana worm, so I'll try to take advantage of that by playing another mana worm. And Frostbolt. Now I have, at the end of my second turn, a pair of 3/3s. Going into turn 3 and having to deal with a pair of 3/3s is hard for pretty much anyone. Except, yeah, that's hard for anyone. I don't know of any class that can really deal with this that effectively. So she's going to silence one of them, which is decent enough. The problem is this Howl's going to die, so she's going to drop a card. Now, I can either ping it, or I can play Arcane Intellect. If I ping it, I keep the full health on this 1/3. If I play Arcane Intellect, I'm going to use the 1/3 to kill her Owl, and I'm going to grow this other mana worm. I'm going to go for the Arcane Intellect because this does a couple of things. First of all, it gives me higher chances of drawing into my fireballs for the burnout victory. And second of all, this 1/3 is not that useful, so I might as well let her ping it to death, especially if she's going to spend half her mana doing it. I'm pretty okay with that. She is not going to spend half her mana doing this. She's going to play the overpowered Water Elemental. Now we got a couple of options here, as we so often do. One option is I could panda this mana worm and then replay it, but then I don't really get to deal with this Water Elemental very well. I could play Ascend and try to hold my ground against the Elemental and swing by. I could just Fireball this thing. Now the Fireball is the safest plan. However, it, gives up a card I might have wanted to use to blast her in the face with at the end of the day. The Sanjin would be really great if it works. However, if she manages to silence it or kill it, she'll be able to kill off my mana worm. She seems not to have a way to kill this mana worm, so I'm actually going to go ahead and just gamble that this mana worm is going to survive, and that the damage it deals will be worth the damage that I lost from spending the Fireball to kill that Water Elemental. Alright, she's going to spend polymorph on my mana worm, but she was going to spend it otherwise on the Senjin, so having her spend it on a 1 mana creature is obviously much better than having her spend it on a 4 mana creature. Here, I think we'll just play the biggest thing I've got. Now we're getting into Flame Strike / Blizzard territory, and the Gurubashi Berserker is a nice thing to have down at that time because it survives and gets enraged. Now, if she plays a Stampeding Kodo, I'd be very sad, but apart from that one card, I'm feeling pretty okay about things. Alright, Molten Giant. That could definitely turn this game around. I might not live to see a Pyroblast on turn 10 if this Molten Giant's allowed to attack me all the time. So I could ping the Gurubashi and just try to burn her out. Is that worth it? I think it's worth it. We'll do it. I'm going to ping the Gurubashi and play the Wolf. I'm going to swing for tons of damage. And I could even Arcane Missiles here. I could also play the Panda. The Sheep is free. So yes, I will actually play the Panda. Put the Sheep back into my hand and then just replay it because it costs 0 mana. Put the Sheep over here on the left in case she kills the Gurubashi. Alright, so being able to kill her with a Pyroblast is a pretty distant hope, but if this Molten Giant ends up getting used to kill my Gurubashi because she has no other removal, then I might be able to ping, it does not hitting me in the face, I might actually survive long enough. Alright, she has the Flame Strike, and she kills my Gurubashi. So here, I think it's time to go for it. Let's play Mana Worm. Arcane Missiles. I don't care. If it heals the Molten Giant, that's good. If it hits her in the face, that's also good. We'll play Wolf Rider. And ping her in the face. So now she needs to life gain and board clear. Or life gain and taunt to stay in it. And even if she life gains, she's not going to life gain up beyond Pyroblast territory. So I could just wait until turn 10 and kill her. But anyway, she concedes. Hooray! Another burnout victory in the bag thanks to Mana Worms. Good card, that Mana Worm. Good card. Alright, do we have time for one more game? We do. We have time for one more game. So we'll play this one. And we'll either end with a cliffhanger with me at 11 wins if I win. Or if I lose, I'll go ahead and do the next draft. Actually, you know what? We'll end the video after this next game either way. If I'm going to do the next draft and not play any games, I might as well just do the next draft at the beginning of the next video for, consistency's sake. So this is the last game of the video. Who is our worthy opponent? It is another mage. Warder Gaiden. Well, that's pretty not unexpected. Really, really good eloquence there, Boris. Good job. So I've got the Zombie Chow Panda Nanbo again. You know what? We're just going to mulligan all this stuff and hope I get something other than a Panda to play, like a Mana Worm. I got 3 of them in here, or just another 2-drop. I get nothing, so this definitely was an aggressive mulligan, and in particular, it did not work out. Oh, the panda's back. Alright. So, do I coin out the panda, hoping I can kill the mana worm with it? Or do I play the zombie chow? I'm just gonna play the zombie chow. So, my thinking is, you know, it will run into the panda, and then I can ping it to death anyway. So there's no reason to spend the coin if this drop, you know, achieves basically the same effect. She goes for the face, which is an interesting choice. It's a little bit aggressive, I think. Well, I won't complain. I will kill the mana worm then. It's getting off really easy if you can just kill a mana worm like that. But that was thanks in part to Zombie Chavs being a 2/3 for 1 mana. Now I've got the crappy Amani Berserker, also known as the Tauren Warrior, to play. Alright, now actually I could do that, or I could do the thing where I play the panda and replay the Zombie Chow. Giving her this is not my favorite thing, because I wouldn't have enough mana left over to kill it. It is bad, but it does have 3 health. So let's check for this. Of course, it's not it. So what I will do then is, in fact, give her the panda. If that is a mirror entity. It is a mirror entity. Well, if I'd played panda first, I could have thrown the zombie chow into it. That probably would have been better. The 2 damage on the face was not as valuable as being able to kill off the panda. Ah, yeah, I messed up. I should have definitely played the... Well, no. If I played the panda first, the zombie chow would have gone back into my hand, so what am I talking about? Never mind. The panda is just really hurting me in this arena run for some odd reason. I just cannot get good use out of it. So if I'd played a mirror entity, I would have gotten a Violet Teacher. As it is, I'd rather have to, unfortunately, Fireball this Teacher. And keep swinging with Zombie Chow, however the damage it's dealing so far is all going to get negated. This mage is holding her ground very nicely. Then again, I didn't get any mana worms. If I'd gotten my own mana worms, I might have been better off. Chillwind Yeti, oh boy. Well, that sucks. So, Cult Master... I could Cult Master coin Frostbolt and throw the Zombie Chow away at the Yeti. Seems like a really underwhelming play. I could Tauren Warrior and Enrage it, hope to trade with the Yeti. It's a very dicey strategy. I could play the Gurubashi and hope to kill the Yeti with it. Man. Alright, I'll play the Gurubashi. It's risky. There's a chance that she's going to Kodo it or something, but I feel like I might as well just play the best creature I've got. Oh boy, so this mirror entity, you know, I probably should have played it at some point, because I've had, you know, I missed a Violet Teacher, a Yeti, and a Boulder Fist Ogre. So if I lose this game, I'll have only myself to blame. I really should have played the mirror entity a lot earlier. So I could play the Cult Master, ping the Gurubashi, attack, and Frostbolt to kill the Ogre. Or I could play this guy, run it in, ping. Okay. We'll do this. Run that in there. Ping. And I could coin Frostbolt the Ogre. Take it down to 4 health. Stop it from killing my guy. Is that worth doing? I don't know, but I'm going to try it. There's still a slim hope that I can actually start to get some good damage on her. Like next turn, if these guys are alive, I can ping my warrior and swing for 10, take her down to 19 just like that. And if I get my fireballs, well, I've already used 1 to kill a Violet Teacher, but if I get my other fireball, then I might be able to burn her out and get this Pyroblast to work. But not playing Mirror Entity earlier when I could have, I think, is what affected the outcome of this game. I mean, yes, I had other things that I was playing instead of Mirror Entity, but it turned out that the Mirror Entity would have been better. Altogether, this is quite the difficult contest. Let's see what my opponent has to say for herself. She's going to draw a card. Well, it's good and bad. The good thing is that she's getting a pretty weak body, but the bad thing is she's getting a card. And she's going to kill my guy, so that diminishes my burn potential dramatically. Alright, so do I play the Senjin here? And ping my guy to swing for 8? Going all in for the burn? I mean, there's not much else to do with my pings at the moment. Or I could play Senjin and Mirror Entity. Alright, we're going to play Senjin, Mirror Entity, and just swing for 5. I have to deal 14 damage to her. Somehow, or other, to kill her. With the Pyroblast on turn 10. Seems unlikely because she can ogre my Senjin and then use the Gnomish Mentor plus her hero ability to kill the Gurubashi. Yeah, that was foolish. That was foolish because now she's going to just kill my stuff. Okay, I got a mad scientist off the mirror entity, so the gravy train has stopped rather unfortunately. Presumably now she's going to ping or Cone of Cold or Arcane Explosion. Alright, so she's actually going to kill off my mad scientist for me, it would seem. And play an overpowered water elemental. Well, this might be the end of the line, folks. I don't see myself doing 14 damage. I get my own mad scientist, but I think first I'm going to cash out my mad scientist against hers and get a card. Arcane missiles. Did I not have any secrets in my deck? Oh, right. I thought I had a secret in here. So apparently neither of us had any secrets. Okay, that was weird. Well, that means she knows now that this mad scientist isn't going to do anything for me. So I will ping the ogre, and I guess I'll play it anyway just to have a creature on the table. So she now has to kill the cult master first. Wow, do I really misremember my deck that badly? The mirror entity is my sole secret? Whoops. If I'd remembered that, I would have just hit her in the face. Luckily, she didn't have any secrets either. But the problem is I still have to come up with 14 damage from somewhere, and that's not looking like it's going to happen anytime soon. Alright, so down goes the Cult Master. Frostwolf Warlord's a pretty big body, a 5/5 for 5, and she has a secret. Okay. Well, we gotta do what we gotta do. We're gonna play the Argent Commander and just hope it's not a mirror entity. It's a mirror entity. Okay? Now I gotta play Arcane Missiles, hope 2 of them hit this Argent Commander, maybe? Can I get that lucky? I can almost get that lucky. Well, let me think about this. I could actually kill everything she has and just go for a card advantage game. I think I'm going to do that. So instead of going for the face and trying to burn her out, leaving her to do the trades, I will kill her stuff and just hope that I can win in the top deck war. Now, one of my cards is Pyroblast, so it's essentially like I'm playing a card down. But if this guy lives, and it looks like he might, I can actually get some good damage on. Oh, she doesn't actually have more damage. Wow, that's lucky for me. So we'll play more minions, swing, and ping. Now I need 9 more damage. Does she have Flame Strike here? She might. She had 2 cards she deemed were unworthy of being played. So she might have a Flame Strike there. Then we'd be back to a nice little top deck war. I've got, I think, a Fireball in here. She does have a Flame. Oh, you know what? I messed up. I should have only played 1 of these guys instead of 2. Shoot, I should have just played like the 3/3 or something. That was a mistake. Well, top deck war, I have the first play. It's a Wolf Rider. It's only going to deal 3 damage, but honestly, I'm at 28 health. So at this point, you know, it's going to take 5 more pings plus Pyroblast, so 6 turns for me to kill her. If she doesn't get a good minion down herself, I will survive the necessary 6 turns. Sludge Belcher, no! That's bad. That's really bad. I can't get through that easily at all, unless I get Polymorph. Well, my Wolf Rider's dead regardless, so I guess it doesn't matter that much. Arcane Intellect, not bad. If I can get a Fireball, I'll be in decent shape. I'm going to play the other Arcane Intellect, just really hoping to get that Fireball. Flame Strike. Okay. Well, I'm going to actually just Frostbolt her face. This thing only hits for 3 damage. So she is currently dead in 2 turns. 1 for ping, and then 1 for Pyroblast. So she has to have healing now, or a ridiculously big minion, or a ridiculous amount of damage in order to be able to kill me. Stormwind Champion is a start that deals a lot of damage. I respect that a lot, actually, because she's going to deal 10 damage to me next turn, which means that I'll be at 13 health, so if she gets her own, like, you know, what's his face? Let's see, she deals me for 10 down to 13. She has 2 Fireballs here, which is possible. She could actually kill me. Fireball, Flame Strike does not kill anything. Storm Pike doesn't kill anything. Alright, I'm going to do one of my favorite things in the world, which is hedge my bets. I'm going to Fireball Stormwind Champion and play the Storm Pike Commando. So this way, if she does happen to have a terrific amount of burn, like 2 Fireballs or something, she can't use it to kill me. But I still deal damage to her, so I'm threatening to kill her with this Pyroblast that I've been holding on to for ages. So now nothing except a Counterspell, an Ice Block, or Life Gain would save her.
Pay attention, class.
She did have a Fireball, Whether she had another fireball is a mystery we'll never know because she's going to die next turn, and I'm certainly not going to live long enough to find out what that card was. Or, you know, let the game go on long enough to find out what that card was. Alright, Pyroblast for the win it is. Well played. And even though I was behind, it felt like I managed to sneak it out. Well, this was a nice, solid 50-minute video, so thanks for watching, folks. If you enjoyed the video, please like and or subscribe. In the next video, we'll have a cliffhanger to see if I can make it to 12 for the first time in this series, or if I'll poop out at 11, and then we'll start the next run. I'll see you then.